welcome everyone to Three Witches and a What? My name is Glenda Dawson. I have Mary Nunez and Marianna Leah here. And thank you ahead of time. We want to say thank you for you sticking with us and every single show, just watching. We love to hear any feedback that you may have. Maybe you want a subject that for us to discuss, please email. You could email me at glendasmagicalcreations@gmail.com, and I will send the emails to Mariana and Mary. And believe me, we're more than willing to talk about anything. We just love talking, as they say. We do. So, ladies, Mary, Mariana, how are you guys doing today?
Good. Glad to be.
Very great.
Good. So, Mary.
Yes.
I want to bring what we're going to discuss today.
Let's go to the river. Yes.
So
we're going to talk about grounding today. When is it a good time to ground? When it's not a good time to ground? What gives you the intuition to ground? How many ways can you do it? And what does it do for you? What happens? How do you connect? What are you connecting to? I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Of course it is. Always is with us. So, Mariana, you know I always like to put you on the spot.
That's okay.
I know I'm expected to get put on the spot sooner or later, so I might as well throw out those shots first to be ahead of the game.
We wouldn't be us if we didn't do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what grounding really is and give us an idea as you see it. I mean, we might all see it the same way. We might see it differently, but this is what we're here for, to discuss what we see.
Well, to me, grounding is anchoring my energy into the earth to be able to harmonize and to balance it out, because I'm a multidimensional being. And as I slowly understand what that is exactly, it's a process. It's a lot to be able to walk in the human shoes and also maintain the divine hat. This is something that, I've always said, the Vesica Pisces, which is the oldest sacred geometrical figure that actually gives way into the flower of life, is the balance between being human and divine and being feminine and masculine. And so to me, grounding represents being able to anchor both energies in and to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. I remember we had an astrological meeting like in 2017, and it was a very difficult year and intense astrology wise. And I remember the mentor actually saying, you're going to be very happy at the end of the year when you can actually have 2 feet to stand on. And at that moment, grounding was a very big subject in my life, because I always felt ungrounded my whole life. Actually, it was always a giant lesson to kind of overcome and to learn. And it still is. And it's a very important topic for most of us who are in the awakening process, and those that are still awakening right now. Grounding is key to be able to maintain your energy, your field, to be able to take control of your own energetic space. Because other than that, if you're an empath or you pick up every energy around, it's hard. It's very, very hard to walk, especially in public places, to go throughout the day and not being able to have control of your own energetic space. It's definitely a very difficult lesson to learn at times. When you do learn it, it's good to be able to know how to do it, the tools, and it's always good to learn any new ways that you can.
Definitely, definitely. Yes. You disappear, Mary.
I did. I was
See? Not grounded. No.
Not grounded. Yes, that was an
Not
example of
grounded.
it.
I was like, wait a minute.
She's in between dimensions.
I am and I
She's omnipresent.
better than I'm pregnant. I'm done with that.
Oh my God. I can't. Anyway, that was very good explanation, Mariana. And you know, we all know when we're off. Well, for me, I cannot go near any electronics when I'm not grounded because it costs a lot of money to replace electronics.
It
And my kids could tell you I've gone through so many paths and so many phones. The last time I wasn't really grounded, I touched the door to my washing machine. I have one of those, front loaders, and that clear, thick glass that's like a dome.
yeah.
I shattered that.
Oh,
My youngest one is like, "How'd you do this?" I said, "Very well."
Yes. It's very easy.
And I have, my partner and my son going like,
How could that break?
"How'd you do this?" And I was like, just know that I wasn't grounded at that moment. So once that happened, I went, left everything. I went outside. It was like 25 degrees outside. But I was like, I gotta go outside and just touch the frozen ground.
Oh my God.
I did. I had to do that because that night I was traveling. Okay. And you guys know what I mean when I was astral projecting, traveling, whatever you want to call it, from dimension to dimension to dimension. And I did not stay long enough in any one of them to discard what I had picked up.
Yeah.
So I brought back, needless to say, I brought back all over the place. I was like, my hair felt like those balloons when you.
Oh my God.
And
Like
then
those dogs on TikTok that the
Yeah.
hairs are like,
may I add what I'm seeing right now visually in
Uh-huh.
clairvoyance? A conveyor belt of a lot of, it's like the travel, what is it? The Guide to the Galaxy? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? That's what I see.
that's it.
Yes.
It's there.
That's
Yes,
kind of what
except
I
the
did.
hair is all puffy, all that, and like it feels like static. It feels like where you were at a photo shoot. Anyway,
You turn off the light. I'm sure she had a little.
well, if the lights were sparking in the room, that would have been nice. That's fun.
Well, okay. I did blow out a light bulb.
Oh.
So that's what non-grounding could do. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, it breaks.
That's one of the things, and that is why one of my main fast go-to is go outside, touch dirt. Even if it's frozen, it's still earth. So you're touching earth. I would have gone to my apple trees and my cherry trees and all that, but they're all the way in back of the yard, and there was like, a few feet of snow to get there. So I was like, yeah, let me just touch the dirt right here, even if it's frozen.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what they say about the ones in the 60s that they used to hug trees? Well, they had something there.
There was a
By
reason.
hugging the tree, you get that calming energy, that grounding energy, because the tree is in earth. Its roots are part of earth.
I
Yeah.
actually do that, Glenda. When I feel
Okay.
very unsteady,
Mhm.
unbalanced, I go to the tree and actually put my right palm right by
Mhm.
the tree. And there's certain places where I actually have like almost like a communion with a specific tree that's almost like the guardian of the land. And I
Mhm.
stand there and I touch sometimes, and like I press my skin up against the tree. It really, really helps. And I go deep
Yeah.
by the tree, put my feet in there or take the shoes off, because you have to get rooted. What is grounding? It's being rooted.
Sure.
You root
Exactly.
yourself.
It's earthing.
Mhm.
They call it earthing
Yeah.
as well when you earth.
Earthing. Yeah.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
actually have plants in their house, or they get the soil from the outside. They actually put that in their house to be able to earth. I mean, it's very healthful. That's why I say healthful, because it's beneficial to your health. It has many
Yeah.
healthful properties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's what I have here in the center. A lot of plants now,
Mhm.
and they're all basically with dirt from outside,
Yeah.
from my backyard. The people who have given me the plants put their dirt in there too. So it's like, okay, from which one is going to be more beneficial to me today? And actually, when I do that, I see the plant getting stronger and growing more. Maybe because as they're giving me energy, I'm giving them energy.
yeah.
Being
Yeah.
the Reiki practitioner, grandmaster. So I'm like, maybe that's it. But yeah, it's very costly. So I've decided when I feel a little out of sorts, I have crystals that I wear in my bra.
Mhm.
Okay. Ladies, we can do this. Most men can. They could put it in their pockets, but to me,
Yeah.
wearing it in your bra, kind of near your heart, just
Yeah.
means so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another way of grounding. Drinking water,
Yeah.
Cold water.
right?
When you got
Yeah,
ice water,
yeah,
Yeah.
it sits your butt down really hard.
yeah,
And then
yeah. So,
snow.
mhm,
Like
mhm.
sometimes that actually, if you touch it,
Yeah,
like it really does help. It really does.
exactly. So I mean, there's many different ways, and that's why I like to have all the different ways or the knowledge of all the different ways, because you never know which one is going to be more helpful that day. And
Correct.
you also don't know which one you're going to have access to that day,
Correct.
right?
I
But you
recommend
know,
selenite.
mm-hmm,
So
yeah.
Helps a
I have
lot.
my wand somewhere around here.
Also, my favorite, fluorite. Even
Yeah,
a
Oh
tiny little
yeah.
piece of
yeah,
fluorite. I
yeah.
mean, this is like tiny. I don't know if anybody can actually see this, but it's
I see it.
really, and it does something. Not only does it filter you through your system, filters
Hmm.
through your blood, circular system, everything.
And
It's amazing.
that's a black one, right? Or like a
Uh,
smoky. Yeah.
it's no multicolored, more purple, lavender. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it
yeah.
isn't showing the colors over here. Yeah, because the ones that I have are like a blue and pink,
Hmm.
which is multicolored, which is really interesting how they have those colors. It's really, I find it, I think it's cute, and because of the colors, it looks different than all the other stuff. So Mary, what are some ways you use?
Well, one of the reasons why we need to ground with Pachamama is because we collect all these positive ions. That's what she likes to receive so that she can transmute. That's her energy. That's what she does for us. That's her gift. Um, I carry pennies in my pockets or in my purse. And what I do is anywhere that I'm at, if I'm at a park, if I'm somewhere that I feel I need to ground, I drop the penny, take my shoes off, and touch it on the floor. Remember that cement and tile floors are made with a mix, and that mix contains crystals. If you're in a building, that building has a grounding system close to the electricity. So if you find yourself anywhere near a socket, a wall socket, you know that there is an electrical ground that
is really close by. You can just drop a penny, or sometimes I do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. I don't know where I put it. I get I make jewelry sometimes.
Mhm.
So I get a piece of the thick copper wire and just
Mhm.
make a little circle and drop it in my purse. And if I had to take it out, touch something,
Mhm.
especially if I can't get to the ground, anything in the
Mhm.
ground. And you know, there's another way, and not everybody uses it, but you know how electricians use this little gadget named the multimeter?
Mhm.
You could put it down to ohm, get your
Mhm.
positive and your negative, get your negative, stick it on the ground, hold the positive, and just let everything drain out.
Mhm.
And it's just such a great feeling. But the idea is, when do you ground? You don't ground when you're at your lowest point, because
No.
then you're grounding down here. It's very
Mhm.
hard once you ground that low frequency to be able to bring it up without any help.
Right.
So, you know, I always tell people, if you're going to ground, start thinking of happier thoughts, change your mind, start listening to music. I put salsa or belly
Mhm.
dance. That's my thing. And, you know, I go out there, and once I'm feeling like I get that intuitive feeling that says, go, do it now,
Mhm.
do it now. I do any of those things. But the penny, I always have a penny in my purse, or a piece of
Copper.
copper,
Yeah.
something that, you know, and
That's
you look to see if you're near tile, then find your nearest plug, and you know that that's grounded. That little, you know, the 3-prong thing, the one that's the two
Mhm.
one, that one, that is ground. It doesn't mean you get the copper wire and you stick it in there.
No.
Okay. No, I've had people go, oh, so you stick copper wire in the, no, you do not do any of that. You throw it down on the floor, take your shoes off, and put your feet on it, because
Right.
then all going to go inside all that material that already has grounding properties. So if you can't get out there, you can do that.
Very good.
I have
Yes.
another one.
Ah,
Sorry,
good.
actually, to add to that, there's a different type of way, also the shamanic energy, you know, because I studied shamanic energy. And if you don't have any of that, the simple way, the most mercantile way possible in a recessional economy at this time,
If you don't have a penny to your
right?
name,
Right? Everybody has a spoon, correct?
Mhm.
Everybody has a metal spoon, correct?
Yeah, you
pretty sure.
corrected that. What I was gonna say. Well, yeah, there's plastics.
No
no, not
plastic.
plastic, metal.
No bueno. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Only metal.
Right.
And when you feel out of whack, when you feel like ungrounded, like unbalanced, sometimes you even feel dizzy. Very simple way.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off, take your socks off. Don't eat with that spoon though. Leave that spoon separately on the side as your shamanic energy. Put it on near your mesa.
Yes.
You practice that. Don't put it on the mesa. You
No.
put it near it. Near
Yes.
it. And then literally just sit down and just put the spoon underneath and kind of just like glide it underneath your feet, because what it will do is it'll bring back the polarities and it'll shift them and put them back
Mhm.
into balance.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Easiest, cheapest mercantile way you could possibly, probably cost $1.
And I got even a cheaper one.
You're
Cost a
right.
penny?
Come on.
I
Come
got
on.
a
Come
cheaper
on.
one. Breathing, breath work.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ground your core
Mm-hmm.
thing and doing the breath work, and you can actually feel yourself being transported down through the layers of the
Mhm.
earth. When you get to Pachamama's core, then
Mhm.
this is where these beautiful, you have to envision it. You're just like the roots of a tree. You grab those roots coming out of your legs, out of your feet, and you
Mhm.
can coil your way around her, you know, And at that point, she will sever that because
Right.
she's going to keep you grounded. Something so simple as one of the rites is the bands of power. The bands
Mhm.
of power, which is one of the rites in the shamanic faith, that grounds you and protects you forever. It's like you're like, okay, here we go. And then as a shaman, you are given these intuitive energies. One of the ways that you had asked, one of the ways that I ground is the moment I pick up my walking stick, I hit it 3 times on the floor. That's it. I'm grounded. It's
Mhm.
done. So yeah, there's so many
So
ways.
many, but this is the thing. It's like not everybody knows that there's so many.
No.
A lot of people think there's only like 2 or 3 ways.
Yeah.
And you know, the walking stick, of course, you both ladies know I use a walking stick, and that was handmade for me. Well, now about 25 years, and it's pure oak.
There you go.
So when I pick it up, I do what you do, Mary. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Usually it started out more like 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, help me! I got to get up. But
Yeah.
but it does help not only with grounding, but it helps me start my routine to wake up in the morning.
There you go.
Because by doing that, all the energies now start to balance, to align, and then it slowly, you know, a lot of the coffee, slowly, that it starts to all come back in. But there's so many ways. There's crystals. You know what I used to love when I was younger? I don't do it so much now because I think the neighbors will have a fit. Not allow with t-shirt thing outside. But I used to go outside, and right by the gutter where it poured the water down, I used to go under it and just let the water,
Oh my God, that is
the rainwater, just,
that is wonderful.
it was like you just felt the whole body, your energy, everything's cleansed at the same time you were grounding. Of course, like I said, I was much younger, and after a while that couldn't happen anymore. But if I could find a spot in my backyard where nobody could see me, I would do that again. I
Why not?
love the fact that even certain foods,
Chocolate.
anything red, chocolate, especially anything red, you should work with your root chakra.
Yes.
I wouldn't suggest hot sauce, although some people like that, but food, more like food.
Yes. Yes.
And,
Berries and nuts. I've
yeah, berries and nuts are also another way of grounding. So we have a lot of different ways that people don't realize. You have essential oils,
yes.
right? You could do that. You have crystals. You have, looking as pretty as Marianna is today,
Look at her.
with her background, she's grounding right there. I could see it.
Yeah.
She's grounding right there with just the background. Visually, right? That's another way. You can just see yourself, envision yourself, or see yourself getting grounding. That's so many different ways.
Yeah.
So what other?
You can remote view
Yeah,
and find a spot, and then you can use astral traveling.
yeah.
Yes, you can journey, you can do these things, and you can ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
All your angels, with all your spirit guides, your ancestors, they will come
Yeah.
and they will ground you if your feet cannot touch the ground. If
Mm-hmm.
you're sick or anything like that, your ancestors will come and they will ground you.
And it's,
that parallel.
yep.
Yeah.
And
In the
it's
ocean.
faster. As
And-
soon as you say it, as soon as you're starting to ask, they're there.
They're there. They already knew.
They're there. Yeah.
And you know what, ladies? What I did today, today is the full moon. So the full
Mhm.
moon, and this is such a critical topic for
Mhm.
days like this right now.
Yeah.
And we're approaching the, November 11th, the gate and the portal. So this is so
Mhm.
key. And it's what, 3 days in. So usually the
Mhm.
portal lasts between
Yeah.
3 days into the portal, 3 days after
It's
the portal,
after
the
the
energy.
portal.
And
Yep.
so today I spent time with Mother Ocean.
Mm.
And then, something, what I did notice is that I even took pictures. There's a place where the sand kind of like went in like two hills. It was so beautiful. And it looked like, I even took the photograph of it because it looked like heaven meets the earth. And it was
Oh.
like, it was like out of a Moana movie. It was so beautiful.
Oh.
But what I noticed is that I put my feet in the water,
Mhm.
and then all these beautiful seagulls all of a sudden appeared. And they did the same exact thing. And I just took a video and photograph of how beautiful it was with them walking through the water with
Oh.
their shadow and them looking at their shadow and
Oh.
balancing. And it was so beautiful because that's what we do. It's like heaven meets the earth. That's really what grounding is. It's
Right.
us, our
Mhm.
heaven, our higher self, meeting ourself and kind of bringing us down and having the reminder, hey, listen, you're both human and you're divine. And that's the
Mhm.
beauty of it. And like, it's beautiful. Rainwater is incredible. I love it. I used to do it for years. But here's another one. Today is the full moon. For everybody who would be listening or in the future, charge your water. Put the
Mhm.
water by the window,
Yes.
underneath them, have moon
Yes.
water. Take a shower with it.
Yep.
Drink it. It's so beautiful. Charge your crystals for the full moon.
Mhm.
Rear your crystals if you can. We'll put them in the
Mhm.
soil. Let them meet Pachamama. Give Pachamama that offering. Connect to it, because these are the days. This is really important, because you know what?
Yes.
That's the best way to connect to Pachamama. Go outside, go barefoot, just take your shoes off and just feel. Look
Yeah.
up at the stars. We're so busy,
Yeah. Just move.
everything,
Yeah.
right? But just
Doesn't
take a
stop.
moment, because Pachamama, that's our greatest gift, and we're her greatest gift, and we're together as family, and we have to honor that.
Mhm.
And help
Not
her. Help
today,
her.
but
We
every
don't
day.
ground enough. Not everybody grounds enough. So those
No.
vibrations are not transferring over.
Yeah.
We're listening to 440 music or 440 hertz music
Right.
and sound. That hurts, because when you take into consideration the frequency we vibrate out of, and then everybody else on this earth, then you have to add the animals, you have to add the air, you have to add the frequency that the earth has when it rotates. Then you start adding and you're like, hold on a moment, why are we vibrating at 440 so much when we should be at 432? Something's wrong. So there's like a teeter totter in all of the frequencies going around. Something's not right. It's been like that since they started with this 440 idea. So knowing that, that also causes an imbalance and ungrounding for us,
Yeah.
because we are not vibrating with a component that is a natural component of the earth, of the universe. There's something off and off balance. That's why I think if that could get fixed, and we can go back to the original 432 or 428 or whatever it is that we're supposed to really be vibrating at, then we wouldn't be so many of us wouldn't be so off balance, and it would be actually easier for us to provide Pachamama with these positive ions and these energies to feed her, because that's another way that we do feed her, is with our energy, and we're not doing it. No, everybody's wearing shoes, everybody's working, everybody's feet is up, everybody's in an office 30 feet high or 30 stories
Mhm.
high.
Well, Ladies, 1 second. We're going to take a moment, a little break. We'll be right back after our beautiful sponsors' messages.
Yay.
We'll be right back. Yay.
And we're back. It's so wonderful to have you all here. Thank you so much to our sponsors. And just to add to what Mary was saying, because we are vibrating with this 440 resonance, we are really kind of also working with a disruption with the Schumann resonance. And that's really, really important to be able to have the Schumann resonance in as harmonious vibration as possible. And that is what's happening on the planet, unfortunately, due to a lot of experimentation and working and drilling and oil and everything that is happening throughout the entire planet with the forests and trees being cut and just a lot of disruptions that are happening globally. And that is why we are also having lots of storms and natural disasters that we are having, and why there's so many disruptions around the globe.
That's it.
So it is very important for us to be able to give Pachamama as many moments. It's almost like, call it like a gift, like an offering of ourselves, to be able to ground with her and help her harmonize and balance, because we are all one. We're all the same consciousness, just in
Mhm.
a different
We
form,
are.
or reflectional
Yeah.
mirror. And so we have
Yeah.
to help. It is our duty. You know, somebody once told me, I never forgot, that was one of the most amazing quotes I ever heard in my life. You don't just pay rent to rent out an apartment or to rent out a house. In a form, you pay rent to live here. It doesn't have to come within, financial means or mercantile means. It
Right.
just comes simply as helping the earth ground and
Mhm.
shift and transmute energies. That's what we're here for,
Right.
primarily as a species and in the consciousness, really, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
And what people don't realize is that when we get grounded by offering that energy, we offer it to others also. It's a complete circuit,
That's
you
it.
know, and every living thing benefits from us grounding ourselves,
Yes.
whatever way we choose. It to me is so magical. I know I love that word, but it is because when you sit down and think about all the stuff, how intricate everything is, and yet if it's left without interruption, everything works perfect. There's nothing that goes awry, nothing goes wrong. Everything works as it should. Everything works at its own timing. Everything works perfectly.
Clockwork.
And, even, for example, Larry and I, we were hand fasted in 2018. We're going to do 11/11, okay? But one of our friends was Andrea Perrin, was launching her new book supposedly on that day, and that was the day that she had picked. She didn't get to do it. Details, you know how it is when you're trying to get a book out. Sometimes you can't get it out exactly at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So we picked 11/18/2018. So it was just a week later, and we actually grounded right in the middle of the ceremony because I had him sit down. We had to sit down, and we both touched the earth. Well, at that moment it was inside, but it was, we touched the ground, the floor, and it's all tile. And it's the old tile, not even the new tile. It's the old tile, which has more of
Yes.
those natural
It's got the
elements.
clay and all that
Yes.
beautiful stuff.
Exactly. And we grounded that way as part of the ceremony. And we were thinking about doing that same type of thing this year, being that it's 2022, all that. And I was like, oh, I don't know. But we are in a time where people don't realize we need to constantly do this for us, all of us as a whole, not just, because not just for me, so I don't destroy any more electronics, but for everyone as a whole. Well, sometimes you can't get to the grounding before you get to the equipment.
True.
Or you don't realize your energies are, it's not that they're off, but they were so high at that moment. And
Yes.
I had to like say, okay, all right, I shouldn't have done those two attunements at the same time. I know it.
I get it. I get it.
Sometimes you're a glutton for punishment. Anyway, but it's true. And even as we're talking about it right now, what was the best way that women used to, in the old times, used to ground? They used to hold hands around a fire on a full moon. That's how women used to ground themselves perfectly. They united, they became one. Energetically, they gave to each other and gave to Mother Earth, grabbed from Mother Earth, and then the fire just took out, let all their frustrations and anything that didn't belong to them and that wasn't good for them just flow away. It's another way of grounding. I wouldn't say start a fire inside your house. Outside, people, be very careful. Make it so it's safe. But there's a lot of different ways.
You carry up when you carry firewood into the home. Women used to do that. They used to carry the smaller
the logs.
Yeah. And when they used to go to the river and do the laundry. Hello, you're right there. Your feet are in that water. Your hands are in that water. You've got that stick. You're beating the crap out of those clothes because you need them to be white, but you're using the element. Right. Hello. Which goes very well with your previous story of washer and dryer issue.
Exactly. And it's like, thankfully my son was able to get the replacement part and changed it for me. But because all I could see was like, oh man, I gotta go outside and beat this thing. No, I'm joking.
Oh, no. I want more for you both ladies.
I am very blessed because my house is from 1900. So it already has the original stone foundation. Still.
Oh, good.
And then it has 3 underground springs.
Oh, girl.
So I, normally if I spend enough time in the house, I'm okay. But once in a while when I do that traveling, I got to remember. just a matter of like, okay, you got to remember to do this before you even step off the bed. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, come on. We have all had that staticky hair.
Oh God. Oh God.
And you're like, why isn't this going down? And you even use water to comb it out, to
Yeah. Or the hairspray. Use
the
hairspray,
hairspray.
and then it's stuck this way with the hairspray. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
You
And
know,
then you
that's
walk
funny.
around the entire house. Anything you touch that's metal, you get electrocuted. It's like,
My mother used to have that all the time. She used to get hairspray. She'd spray her clothes.
that's it.
Static.
That's why.
Yeah, that is
That's
why.
why.
You know, we're very lucky we have fabric softener, but you know, it was up to a point where there wasn't fabric softener.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
used
hear,
to iron all the time. And I would always find, I was like, Mom, why are you always ironing? She said, "Do you want to get rid of the static for me?"
Yes.
And then
Yes.
any socket we'd ever touched that was electric, it
Oh,
always happened sparks.
that's it. The sparks. Yes. Yes. Sparks everywhere. We
yes,
you guys know Florida. Everybody says, well, Florida never gets cold. Well,
yeah,
I beg to differ. We have these white down comforter.
right.
We turned off the light once and it was cool outside. It was really cold. It was in the 40s. And
I thought she was going to say in the 50s.
well, no, that's still cold. When you're inside the house and it's 40 outside, it's
Yeah.
cold. We put on the
It
heater.
is.
I don't
Yeah.
know about you guys, but we put it on.
Yes.
And we were sticking our feet, and because George loves to sleep with everything turned off. I wait until he falls asleep and then I turn on the nightlight. But because I need to see where I'm going, you know, at our age, we visit the loo every once in a while. We do, we visit the loo. But I kept moving and I saw this blue light inside the comforter. And at first I said, oh, that must be a floater or whatever. But it happened again every time I would turn around. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not a floater. And my husband got up, he goes, what was that? we were so staticky that every time we would move our feet underneath the comforter, the down comforter, I don't know if the feathers did anything to that or not, or added to the effect. We had sparks underneath. And of course, we spent almost all night just moving our feet and laughing and, you know, but after that, it was like, okay, we need to go to sleep. But that's how
Yeah.
much static
Yeah,
you can get. You can actually produce that.
yeah.
Everybody
Right.
try this at night.
I know. We want feedback. If anybody tries it,
Yes. We want to see pictures, take videos.
yes.
I love it. These are all the things we do.
You know, what I love to show people is that we are natural. We are not, you know, like we're not all the way up there. You can't get in touch with us. You can get in touch with us. You
Yes.
can ask us questions. You can contact us.
Yes.
Oh, we
With
are,
videos.
yes, videos. Yes, we
Oh,
like
I
videos.
love
Oh,
hunting videos.
yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, speaking of that,
What?
this Saturday, I am showing orb videos taken by me.
Okay, we want to see that.
Oh, yes. Saturday at the Paranormal Assembly meeting. I'm telling you now, come, because I'm going to even explain all the different colors. Well, The funny thing is, this room right here,
Uh-huh.
this is where I do my mediumship. It's full of orbs. I go to any other room in the center and everything is quiet. And
Ah,
it cannot be more dusty here than the other rooms. Because believe me, because they say, oh, it's dust and this. I'm like, no, there's some that could be dust, but not when you consistently see them traveling and stopping and then going the other direction and traveling this way and traveling up and traveling down. If they're just floating, like this, okay, but not when they stop short and travel the other way.
yeah, that's like, oops, not that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's intelligence.
right,
That just
exactly,
shows you intelligence. No.
right. So I'm like, but yeah, oh, that should be our next thing.
Yeah. If I can find my son, it was his, I think his third or fourth birthday, and we all left to Disney. It was right after my mom passed, and my mom was very, very extremely active in our house, but we knew that it was her because of her perfume. And we left because we had video back then where you had the cassette tape and it would record whenever
Mhm,
it would feel that there was movement in the room.
mhm,
And in the afternoon we had celebrated his birthday with a family that came over. And we got him a cake, which we put in the fridge, and then but we left the balloons on the
mhm,
chairs.
mhm.
You could see on the video, which that was the day that my husband believed, but then it went away when he wasn't afraid anymore. It went away really quick. But you could see this beautiful orb come down from the ceiling, and it hit one balloon. One. You could see the balloon move. None of the other balloons were moving. You know that would happen, that, you move one balloon, all the other ones will move.
Right.
One balloon. And when we showed our son and my daughter, we go, look what happened. I think that's Yaya. JJ looked, and he goes, yeah, that's Yaya. That's her big head. And it's true. My mom used to wear the hair, nice and puffy, those little Cuban hairdos with all the little things.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, my
Oh,
mom used to wear that.
oh,
Blonde. Oh,
oh,
big. And he goes,
oh.
yeah, that's Yaya. That's her big old head. I'm like, there you go. There we go. So if I'm gonna look for that video so I can show you, it's wild.
Yes.
Wild.
Perfect.
Yes.
Lord, this stuff that we have experienced.
It's beautiful.
Right, Mariana? Grounding is most important for us, but definitely, for everyone, but definitely for us, because we experience this in our lives every single day.
Yes.
We never know what we're walking into or walking out of.
When we wake up, we never know what we're waking up to. Or
Oh, that is so true.
when we go to sleep,
So true.
we say either light language, I know I do, English, Russian, Spanish,
You name it, it's there.
French, Arabic, Urdu, and in Hebrew. We say thank you that I survived yet another day. And then moving on to the next adventure in the morning.
That's
Let the-
correct, that we survived.
I used to say, I catch now is the power of words, and we will have a future show with that.
Yes.
Right.
I used to say, let the stress begin. There used to be actually a sticker on the refrigerator at work. Let the stress begin.
Oh my Lord.
But no.
You
from now on,
invited that.
Yeah.
But when I realized during my
Mhm.
awakening journey that let the stress begin indicated bring it on in a spiritual terminology.
Oh
Power
boy.
of words, very important intention, right? I
Oh,
actually say now, I surrender to the day with intent, and I go into the light within the infinite flow abundance through, in, as, and with love. So, invitation to the day to become more peaceful, pain-free, and to be able to hold lots of light and lots of love. And to add to that, my most favorite grounding technique for anyone that's ever interested, and if you guys do try it, please do give us some feedback on that, is during the full moons. What I learned from teaching actually Kemetic yoga for many, many years, I studied the Kemetic history from Egypt, from like, this is going like 5,000 years old. And this used to be a very famous technique of Isis, actually. And the priestess of Isis, you still practice that technique till this very day. When you feel out of balance, out of whack, and you want to kind of also, most importantly, let go and release all tension, anger, resistance, resentment. You're trying to move on from the old into the new, and you're closing any chapter, collapsing, hint, any timelines, or like right now, moving into portals and segueing into a new transition in life. Best possible technique, and I've tried it for a couple of years. It's beautiful, and it's an ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom. You go either to the sand or to the earth by a tree, or if you have a body of water, almost like a quote, go to the river and pray.
mhm.
And under the full moon, either you have the option either to dance on the ground, on the soil, and connect with Pachamama, dance in the water and connect with Mother Ocean or Mother River, lake, whichever body of water that you have. And most importantly, take a moment to spin
Yes.
3 to 5 times clockwise,
Clockwise.
3
Yes.
to 5 times counterclockwise. Don't overdo it. Don't go footloose. Just do it. Again, 3 to 5 times clockwise, 3 to 5 times counterclockwise, in a very graceful way, as if almost like you're a Sufi dancer. You're almost like really just flowing with the flow of the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it, and you know it's there.
Mhm.
And that's how you're able to, it's almost that one of those ancient techniques where you literally reset time, you balance yourself out, and you harmonize your divine feminine, divine masculine, you harmonize your human and your divine together in harmony. It's almost like a union that you're creating of
Mhm.
marriage.
That's
And that is a beautiful ancient thing. God bless Mother Isis, really, in every
That
every way.
that was taught to me by my mentor, who's from the Blue Rose ISIS, the Blue Rose organization of ISIS, or however she pronounces it. She says it in Egyptian, and I'm like, translate. But yeah, she did teach us that, and it's very graceful. And it's very graceful when you could do it with more than just yourself.
Yeah.
Because it becomes like that dance from oh, what's that show in the full moon, and then the woman touches the stones and they go back in time. Oh, I can't
Oh, I don't
remember.
remember. I know what you're
Uh,
saying, and
yeah, yeah. But it becomes like that dance. It's very pretty and graceful. And they usually, the way I was told, was to have a white candle
yes.
and just gracefully do it. Of course, making sure you don't burn yourself, but gracefully do it. So you don't have to go fast, just slow. The idea is to just take it like music, one step at a time, one note at a time. That is very grounding, actually. That is a very good technique. Full moons, definitely. Good timing to ground.
Oh yeah.
Good time to ground. Yes.
As long as your
That's
frequencies are
up, they're high, They're good vibrational.
So important.
Yes.
I live by that. I live by that.
You know, I don't know about you, Mary, or Mariana, but the best time I have found to have those vibrations go up for me really immediately is to sit on my back porch and look at a thunderstorm
Oh my God.
with all the lightning and all that, and just get that. Oh, of course, not out there because you get hit, but the porch,
Yeah.
you'll be a
absolutely.
target. That
Well, I mean, the moment you collect lightning water, you
Yeah.
collect thunder water.
yeah,
The moment you touch that glass is very
Yes.
conductive. So the moment you touch that glass with that type of water, those atoms, those molecules, everything that's there, they're
Mhm.
going to come. You have to have envisioning powers so you can see how they come out of the
Yeah.
jar, and they actually go all over you, because that is something you are attracting. And if it's
Right.
something that you need, obviously the intelligence that you have gathered in that jar is going to make them get out of the jar and touch you.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
you and I mean, there's so many ways, so many.
Yes. And there's not really a wrong way to ground
No,
because everybody resonates differently,
that's why we're
you
unique.
know? Yeah, we're all unique, so we all resonate differently. And it's just a wonderful feeling.
It is. It's delicious.
So, any last words, ladies?
Just to add, when you do the
Correct.
spinning, just make sure that your arms are perpendicular and they're at a center point, and that way you have more leverage or more balance.
Yeah.
Very good point.
And if you
We
can
don't want to look
have-
like we're drunk doing that.
oh my God.
No. And while you guys were saying that, as I was mentioning ISIS and as I was mentioning the spinning, the usual coffee mug that I use, right? I actually switched less to coffee, straying away more from caffeine, and actually following the Halloween special.
Yeah.
of my tea.
There you
And
go.
believe me when I tell you, it started fizzing.
Mhm.
I was like, I heard the sound. I'm like, what? The water started fizzing as I was talking about it.
Oh
There
my
you
God, I
go.
love it.
And I added fluoride into the tea to be
Oh.
able to recalibrate for today and to like recalculate the entire nervous and parasympathetic system. And that's
Oh.
amazing.
Good. Perfect. Sounds
Um,
perfect.
what I do when I have too many, not too many, because there can never be too many attunements, more than 2 or 3 attunements.
Right.
I do ground, not only me, but that student.
Yeah.
Because I want to ground them with that new attunement. I want to ground their bodies. I want to ground their newfound energy and all their symbols. You do it when you provide the master symbols anyway. So the way, and I love that Mariana, the first thing she brought out was selenite, because you get a selenite one, you have them get a selenite one in one hand, you can give them maybe an onyx or a black tourmaline on the other. And we know from the right hand path, Reiki, one hand is going to let go of energy, one hand is going to receive energy. So you work that, and they get so grounded at that point. And then you, because of osmosis, you get grounded as well. So I love grounding. I think grounding is part of our everyday life.
Yeah.
We do it and we don't even notice.
It
No.
has to be. It has to.
Well, right. That Reiki attunement wasn't me giving attunements. It was people giving me attunements.
Yeah.
I signed up for too many in one day. Anyway.
I get it. But no, girl, you grab that selenite.
Oh yeah, no,
you
I
grab
have
that
those,
selenite.
I have I actually have those little packages. It's black tourmaline and selenite together because it balances things. And
Girl.
you know, it's just, but
That's
Yeah.
why I wore the ring. See, Lord of the Ring. The
Lord of the
charming
Rings.
ring. But it comes, you know
Well,
what?
look at
It's
this.
like a trifecta, right? You
This
see?
is
Yeah,
all
we
of
all
the
have.
chakra stones,
We
the
all have.
silver.
Carnelian.
Yes.
Definitely.
And
You see, because
I
today
would
I
take the
felt
other
like a
ones out, but they're
carnelian
in my
moment.
pockets, and I'm not going to do that.
It's look, I have my wand
Yes.
Mm.
and
I love that one.
And I have my
That
tower.
is gorgeous.
thank
Yeah,
you.
that's my
That
And I
is
tower.
just
gorgeous.
hold on to it and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to tell people. There's no right or wrong way. As long as you do it with an intention of grounding. It may be hard for you to envision things, may be hard for you to see things at first. Just do something. Even if it's washing your hands slowly in the faucet,
That's it.
nice and slow. Just,
That's This
letting go of all the dust. Yeah.
Mhm.
You
this
know,
does it.
yeah. Now, another thing that this right
Mhm.
hand, left hand now this is big in Qigong,
Mhm.
in the very spiritual Qigong. And then you put it by your dantian,
Yeah,
which
top,
is
yeah.
right under your belly button.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you just sit there and you will feel those grounding. So it's so many different ways.
How
Don't
about bringing
stop.
up your chi ball and actually grounding your chi ball when you grab
Yes,
your chi ball and you
exactly.
actually put it on your dantian, you hold it in your dantian,
Mhm.
and then you ground that energy. Oh my God.
I know.
Wrong.
Yes.
That is really strong.
That is actually what we do every single time in Qigong.
Mhm.
There you
And
go.
yes.
We do that in
So
Tai
it's
Chi.
fantastic. Tai Chi is a part of, the way I can explain it is Tai Chi is one way, but Qigong is more musical, more dancing, more
Yes.
flowy.
Yes.
Right. So,
I love it.
all right,
And
ladies.
well,
Okay.
just to add one more thing. Look, I have
Yeah.
the dendritic opalite tower.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
there it
that's
is.
something
Yeah.
that you could put on the dantian, or you could put that right here, which is my favorite one, before you go to sleep. You could do the same thing with the selenite for about 15 minutes. And it just helps you. Not only does it soothe you and calms you down, especially for kids, it's really amazing, helps them to sleep. It helps to kind of like regroup. I call it the refurbishing moment. It's really, really cool. The other thing I wanted to add was also havening. Very something so simple. If you're in the public,
Yes.
so
Oh yeah.
simple.
Nobody
And
would
you
do
know,
it.
and everybody's, and you're just,
Yeah, they usually label you. Oh, look at that.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
how
Not doing too well.
this is very simple. You could have, you could be dealing with fibromyalgia, arthritis, anything, or you could be in the cold, and this is a great way to spark up
Yeah.
kinetic energy and warm yourself up, which is amazing.
Correct.
And the last thing I wanted to add was geranium. Geranium is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And Tektite as well. I've used
Yes.
it a lot.
Okay, yes, definitely.
Just a
Definitely.
simple clap. Once you
Exactly.
your chi ball, your energy, and you have it, you can feel it, and squash it and go fuck in the middle of a group of people. I've done that. I've just, there's chaos and there's too much going on in the bus, or there's too much going on in one room. I'll just go right in the center of the room, grab all that energy and go whack. They all look at me like I'm not well. I don't care. They all calm down. Or I hit the floor 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, I
Oh
can't.
yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
like, don't do it with a dress.
No.
I actually found there was
Very
one more
good.
technique,
Very good catch there.
not with
It
a
was
dress.
the dress.
And there's another thing you don't really do with the dress in public, but very last technique. What I found is you take your hands, because that's your chi, right? That's why, I mean, it's your hands, right? And if you are in like a moment of like chaos around and you're picking up all the energies and vibrations, you don't have the other tools, aside from the conscious breathing, you could actually rub around your knees. That's what I found is amazing technique. Or you could just do this, or just anything, as long as you do that and it calms. You could even do
Yeah.
this, something as simple. This was Yeshua's thing.
It's- Yeah.
That's what people used to do in the medieval times, in the Renaissance, during Mona Lisa days.
I love it, Mona Lisa Day. Yes, I want
Da
you guys
Vinci
to
taught
try
us that.
something. Try something. I want you guys to be in one of those chaotic, next time that you're in one of those chaotic moments, I want you to very softly just stand in the middle of the room or in the corner of a room where you have, like, if you're in a corner, that you have this kind of vision
Mm-hmm.
of the room, and you have to try this very, very, very softly, like hardly anybody's going to hear you, but you need to pronounce the frequencies. They need to come out, and you need to say, I am in perfect order. That's it. That is the only thing you need to say. I am in perfect order. And you're looking around, I am in perfect order. All of a sudden, people are going to go, what? What is she saying? What is she saying? The other one's going to come, what is she saying? All of a sudden, everybody, and you're just saying it. I am in perfect order. I am in perfect order. As you go around, nice and quiet, all of a sudden, everybody's calm. And then you just stop and continue with whatever it is you're doing. At first, they're going to be like, I had a lady that came and says, was that a spell? I'm like, okay, if you want it to be. But she
Oh
was
my
the
God,
right one.
let me get out of here.
It was like, but she was the loudest one. And then if that was it. And that's how you
Yeah.
calm and ground the room. Because you can do that. It's not only to ground you, you can ground everybody, everything that's going on. And that's important because you need to know your power.
Our gifts and our talents.
Yes.
That's a good show. Need to know your power.
Yes.
To be continued.
I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. If people.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. We could go on.
It was wonderful today. And as always, it is a pleasure to discuss things with you. And as always, we always talk. We love it. And we have fun at it, right? We speak the truth and have fun at it.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. Mary? Marianna? Our audience, thank you. Love you all. Namaste. Blessings to all.